Today, Hyundai is demonstrating exactly how close it is to the cutting edge of design when it comes to van production with this, the all-new Staria Load. Hyundai has a significant presence in the world of heavy commercial vehicles. They started back in 1969 building trucks and buses and all manner of heavy-duty equipment. Today, however, the brand is much more focused, particularly on the light commercial vehicles. After a long line of very successful and popular vans, we have come to today's vehicle, the Staria Load. Here, Hyundai has reimagined the concept of the bonneted van. Now, in most traditional van configurations, you have what we call a frontal forward bonnet. Basically, in a frontal impact, you get all this to protect you. And that's a really good stepping start. But Hyundai's taken it one step further. They've actually integrated and injected some aesthetic design elements which we've never seen before. The Hyundai Staria runs a 2.2-litre common rail turbo diesel engine with variable geometry turbocharging and direct fuel injection. Now, this engine is something of a signature engine as far as Hyundai is concerned. The Staria is probably the best application of that engine yet. It's capable of about 130 kilowatts of power and 430 newton meters of torque, which puts it right up there at the top end spectrum of the power and torque range. But it's actually more about the feeling of the engine, and that's really hard to quantify. Basically, we're talking about a very smooth, unruffled, and extremely quiet engine, and that is probably its biggest selling point. Now, safety has been integrally built into the Hyundai Staria. In the first instance, the vehicle itself is actually built on a 5-star ANCAP safety-rated chassis. They've also integrated the standard fare of safety equipment, the ABS brakes, the traction control system, the electronic stability control system, and a full complement of airbags, which in this case totals 7. The 7th one is a little bit of a new technology from Hyundai. It's actually a center airbag. It deploys from here, just beyond my shoulder, and its design function is basically to separate the driver and the passenger from connecting with each other in the event of an accident. In addition to all those standard features, of course, we have the very, very comprehensive Hyundai Smartsense suite of safety technologies. That's all the clever stuff, the lane keeping assist, the lane departure warnings, the smart cruise control with auto start stop, and various other components that actually make up a very, very safe vehicle. It's a very large vehicle when you think about it, with its big cargo capacity out the back, but it's also incredibly manoeuvrable. We can go through these really narrow town streets, just like this where we are in Newmarket right now, and this is something that couriers are really going to appreciate, because there is nothing worse than going into a street and going, oh, am I going to scrape the sides? You won't do it with this vehicle, and the manoeuvrability of getting around these tight corners, it's a real breeze, and Hyundai's done an amazing job with that. So, there we have it, most of what you need to know about the Staria Load. However, there is a few more bits and pieces that are kind of critical information which we wouldn't want you to miss out on. That's what's happening at the back end. Now, above my head, you've got the standard fare. This is a vertical tail lifting door, and that's perfectly normal. But if you wanted to, you could up-spec to the barn-style doors, which open sideways, if that's your preference. Speaking of doors that open sideways, we've also got the dual side sliding doors on the left and the right, and these open up to about 870 millimeters each, which is absolutely perfect for forklift loading and getting in those 3 Euro pallets which this cargo bay can actually swallow. It's 4,300, give or take, in terms of literage for the cargo space. And that's, well, that's a lot of space. What I really like about the van is the sophistication that's gone into the back end. These door handles, perfect example. These belong on a car. So inside the back of the Staria Load, nothing has been done on the cheap. Nothing is budget. It's all really refined and sophisticated. We have 8 lashdown points in total, and this is surrounded by this fabulous rubber mat, which is anti-skid surface and contributes immensely towards the sound deadening. Going back to more sophistication, we have the carpeted wall panels here, which look really, really sharp. And to top it all off, the windows are protected by these steel chunky protection bars, which keeps everything inside the van safe and secure. The external design is carried seamlessly into the interior, most notably in the design aesthetics of the door panel, which continues right across the dashboard. And just look at this legroom. That is absolutely class leading. I have never seen that much space before. The big highlight for me, however, is these offset screens. These are fantastic. 4.5-inch color TFT digital display, which gives the driver all the information he needs. And over here in the center, we've got the multimedia screen, which is an 8-inch touchscreen system that handles the things for the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and connectivity. There is also, of course, the ubiquitous USB ports, 2 of those down the front. The cabin has a wealth of storage spaces, but most notably above the driver and the passenger, which has overhead storage for documents and such like. It is the most relaxing van interior cabin I've ever been in, and that's taking into consideration ease of vehicle operation and forward design thinking. And that about covers it for our review of the Staria Load, except to say that the Hyundai van of tomorrow could be yours today, and it's covered by a 3-year 100,000k mechanical warranty and a 3-year 100,000k roadside assist package.